Are West Ham United destined for the top 4? Now, Ped, you've been really, really, really unpleasant about West Ham in recent weeks.
Is there any proof of this?
Probably not online anymore.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Now I know that the West Ham Fan TV boys have been lining up to give you the kicking, so I'm going to throw this to you first. It looks like.
Pardon me.
Look, and whether
It's all right. I could definitely run away from them.
whether it's top 4 or whether it's the FA Cup or whatever. West Ham, there's such a feel-good factor around West Ham at the moment. I know they didn't get the win at the weekend, but, you know, it feels like the end of Upton Park. They've got Payet, who's in amazing form. They've got Lanzini back. He's in good form. Antonio's been knocking them in. Even Andy Carroll has come back, as he normally does, for the last 10 games of the season to look really good and knock on the England door shortly before going out and taking loads of things he shouldn't be doing in festivals over the summer. Go on.
I think it's setting itself up for, and it's really appropriate the shirts there actually, it's setting itself up for a hard Chester United style end of the season. Something will finish their season off very cruelly.
Linda Black.
Now I'm not saying the chairman's going to be. I'm not going to say the chairman's going to be assassinated from the roof of Wembley.
Absolutely.
Anything like that.
That'd be a bit.
You know, I'm not going to say anything like that. But maybe something like Payet getting, you know, some kind of Achilles.
Payet is that player that if West Ham got to the FA Cup final, he's that player who would get injured in the week prior to it. Because the FA Cup has this history, doesn't it, of having these guys with a talisman not being fully fit to start the finals and getting through. Like Ravanelli was like that for
it doesn't really happen. I mean, it's not like you'd lose your Kubu, Jagielka and Arteta when you're on your way to a final. Just your spine. in 2009, all 3 of them.
Was that a thing?
2 knees and Achilles. And all gone. That's the only reason why Lampard scored.
Didn't you score the fastest goal?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. And then
and what? Away. It's not like Everton to throw Leeds away.
Go on, but anyway, we're getting away from West Ham. Right now, Baz, West Ham look like the team. If anyone's going to do it, the general form they're in, as I say, this general aura around them, they look like they could be the ones to sneak into the top 4.
They're on that roll, aren't they? They're on that roll. You'd always have someone who goes free fall the other way. Yeah. You'd always have someone who times. It's normally Liverpool who time and run. Nearly.
A lot can be said for momentum,
For which? For momentum, that's what it is. They've got it, they're playing well, they're winning games. Okay, at the weekend, you know, they were close to winning at Chelsea, weren't they? And that would have just kept it going.
Last minute penalty, wasn't it?
So they could definitely be the side that, but if any, you know, if City are to drop out, and I don't think they will, but if City are, West Ham look like the team who are going to go in more than anybody because they've got that. They've got the players. Payet's playing well, like you said.
They've got a mini Simeone in Bilic, I think. Like, you know what I mean? He's got
Goodison, you know, he didn't sit still, he stand still. He's everywhere.
I like him, and he's got like he does look like he's in an extra in Mean Street or something when he's got his little beanie.
Got the beanie hat on, and he always looks decent with your ass. He always like, doesn't he?
Yeah. He should have a scar on his face, but no, he should just to complete the look. Just West Ham. I mean, at the moment they're crying, aren't they? All the fans are crying that England, like, because I know England means everything to them, doesn't it? Because it's obviously the only trophy they've ever won. It means everything to them, and they're going on about Mark Noble. They're going on about Mark Noble not getting in the squad. They're going on about Creswell.
Can I just give a piece of advice to West Ham fans watching? You don't want your players playing for England. Be happy that you're in the world where they get overlooked.
They'd sell their mothers.
They're not going to play anyway.
They'd sell their mothers for England, wouldn't they? That's what they like, you know. It's the old. They shouldn't.
Do you think Noble should start for England?
No.
Why?
He's just an average Premier League player.
Just because he's old, just because he's a little bit old?
No, because he's an average Premier League player. It's like when Leon Osman started for England. You were happy, and then you were just like, don't be silly.
I don't think Noble should, but Creswell should definitely be in the England
squad. Best left back in the country at the moment.
Yeah, he's flying, left foot.
If I was them, I wouldn't want any of my players playing for any. They're all probably made up of Payet in the French squad. Why? Yeah. It's another game where he could get injured.
Keep him at home, get him wrapped in bubble wrap and everything in between. No, it's right there, isn't it? Like, what do you reckon, Liam? West Ham top 4?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. I still think...
You've had like 5 minutes to think about that.
I'm on the fence, is what I mean. It's a choice between us and them, isn't it?
Is it though?
Yeah, I think so at the minute. I don't know.
Stoke?
It's 5 points. Stoke,
what about Southampton?
Southampton. What about Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool top 4. Fuck off.
What about the Minnesota?
I'd like to say no because I'd like to think it would be us. Yeah. But I think anything can happen. Like you said, anything can happen. We're just waiting on that one crazy game.
Yeah.
that they jump in and they stay there.
What could do West Ham, I think, is if they get past Hughes, the feel-good factor of knocking Manchester United out, and all of a sudden, you know, you're going to Wembley, you're within touching distance of a final.
And you're playing
Listen,
Everton.
do yourselves a favour, though.
If
If you get to the final, don't do any more of those, like, we're going to Wembley twice things, tell your ma stuff, because they're the most cringeworthy. And trust me, we know from cringeworthy at Liverpool when it comes to marketing.
I was going to say.
So, like, the fact that you're celebrating going to Wembley twice in a season.
why are you directing that at us? Like, we have some control over that.
I'm just saying, because yous, for me, are the face of that football club. That's how important
I
these
think
are,
the
I'm
club
just
would
saying.
disagree.
No, I know, they would.
I think
And to be fair, rightly so.
Baz doesn't even want me near the face of Toffee TV. never mind Everton.
Yeah.
No,
I think ultimately getting back on track. I think that is the thing with West Ham is if they've got that focus on the FA Cup, and we were talking about this prior to filming, is that all of a sudden you've got players and you're in 50-50s and you're thinking one injury puts me out of the final or one injury puts me out of the semi. You know what I mean? And
let's hope so.
Well, you know, but that's the kind of thing that can happen.
They're just getting Andy Carroll back for the semi-final.
Could happen for you guys.
I think if United beat them and they go to the FA Cup, they'll just be solely focused on the league.
I think so.
They've had a great season.
I think usually the same for I think the FA Cup will work the same for you.
Whatever happens, they've had a great season. You know, the manager's been brilliant. They've had a great season. They're moving into the new stadium next season. And
who paid for that stadium, Ped? Go on. You want to get it in?
Say it.
I'm not going to say.
Who paid for it?
It wasn't them, was he? I'm just going to say they didn't pay for it. Okay. There's not enough dildos in the world sold could pay for that stadium. So let's move on. But,
right, okay.
Let's
move on.
Well, do you think they'll finish top four?
I don't think they will, but then I've been saying Leicester aren't going to finish in top four. I've been saying Leicester aren't going to win the league. So clearly I know nothing about football.
They've had a really good season, and it's something to build on for next season. And next season could be, you know, it could be huge for them.
I have a feeling if they don't get top four this season or don't do something, I don't think they will. I think building on it's a different thing. I think a new stadium, new environment, losing a lot of what you've had in the past, and also how do you build upon that team? Newcastle struggled with that years ago when they got they nearly broke the top four when they had that amazing team. How do you buy better players, and when you've got an amazing 11,
You're forgetting one thing though.
What am I forgetting?
That's Newcastle. And West Ham are in London, and I think you can.
Okay,
and I think next season, what everyone's going to say.
To go.
I know everyone's going to say. I'm going to finish off with a really good point. Now everyone's going to say next season, or Chelsea, Man United, Man City, they're all going to come flying back. But I think next season, if Leicester win, everyone's just going to go. We can all win it next season.
Listen,
and everyone's just
before you
throw
finish,
money.
forget that. Forget West Ham next year. Sunderland or Newcastle will win the league next year if they stay up. You just said it about Leicester. You said it about Leicester.
Anyway, thanks for watching the shows this week. Subscribe, like, comment below, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ra.